Battle Through the Heavens, Episode 165, A Glimpse Ahead. 9-star Dozan Ziyan ... knocks out the 3-turn Dozan, Funkinger, with a single punch. Ziyan's 5 soulmates ... all gather at the ancient Jade platform. The Hun clan's young prodigy, Hunyu, makes his appearance. The factions in the desolate ancient region unite to resist the beast tide, forging a path to the Bodhisattva ancient tree. After Ziyan, in the blood pool of the ancient sky demon Scorpion, broke through to the 9-star Dozan realm, along with Xylin and the Flower sect led by Yan Yan, traveled to the Soul Safe Haven. In the central depths of the desolate ancient region, the ancient Jade platform, many of the factions that had arrived early were all congregated there. This was because deeper within, a terrifying beast tide, formed by countless powerful magical beasts, awaited. It was an obstacle that no single faction could hope to overcome alone. Thus, they all gathered at the ancient Jade platform to strategize. By the time Ziyan's group arrived, the Gu clan, led by Zana, along with their younger generation like Gu Qingyang, had long been waiting. However, just as Ziyan was about to move to the front to greet his beloved, he was intercepted by Funkinger of the Heavenly Demon Phoenix Tribe, who blocked his path. With her were several elders of the Heavenly Demon Phoenix Tribe, and a young man named Ju Feng. This man was the son of the tribe's patriarch, Huang Che, and the chosen successor. His strength had already reached the level of a 4-turn Dozan. Emboldened by this powerful backing, Funkinger demanded that Ziyan get out of her sight immediately. Initially, Ziyan had no intention of stooping to the level of these feathered mutts ... to their level, but Funkinger was relentless in her provocations. The source of her deep-seated hatred for Ziyan stemmed from the time in the ancient ruins, when Ziyan helped Ziyan acquire the Dragon Phoenix origin fruit. Because of this failure, upon her return, she was severely punished by the tribe's elders. Furthermore, they forcibly transplanted the remains of the ancient Heavenly Phoenix they had recovered into her body. The ordeal nearly killed her, a true brush with death, and though it elevated her strength to her current 3-turn Dozan level, it came at a terrible price. Her potential was sealed forever, never to advance another step. Therefore, she placed all the blame for her fate squarely on Ziyan. Faced with Funkinger's aggression, Xylin and the little fairy doctor were not about to indulge this insolent mutt. But their opponents also had the backing of Heavenly Demon Phoenix Tribe elders. Moreover, Ju Feng wished to see Funkinger test her strength alone. Seeing the situation, Ziyan resolved, if you've come shamelessly seeking death, then you can't blame me for being merciless. Although Funkinger's power had grown in Ziyan's eyes, her unstable Do Che, achieved through external means, was nothing to fear. Thus, at the very start of the duel, he unleashed his full power, activating the Z clan tattoo. In an instant, he appeared behind Funkinger. Before she could even register his presence, Ziyan delivered a single, resounding, and powerful slap across her face. The impact sent her crashing into the ground, embedding her head first into the earth. From the sheer force and utter humiliation of the attack, Funkinger's che and blood erupted, and she instantly fell unconscious to defeat an expert at the 3-turn Dozan level in a single move. Such power caused the surrounding crowd to gasp in collective shock. Although later, the Heavenly Demon Phoenix Tribe wanted to swarm Ziyan in retaliation for his group, the timely intervention of Gu Qingyang and the Gu clan prevented them from acting recklessly. At this moment, by Ziyan's side, stood not only Xylin and the little fairy doctor, but also Yan Yan and her Flower sect. It was a gathering of peerless beauties, with the addition of Zana and Nalan Yanran. This was arguably the first time all of Ziyan's closest female companions were gathered in one place. Regarding Ziyan's relationship with Medusa, Zana, Gu Qingyang, and the others were already aware. The men of the Gu clan, especially, were filled with indignation. After all, Zana was the pearl of their Gu clan. She could have any genius she desired. Yet, her heart belonged to a boy from the now declined Z clan. And to make matters worse, this Ziyan seemed far too promiscuous, attracting women wherever he went. This caused any fledgling respect Gu Qingyang's group had for Ziyan to instantly evaporate. But since their Lady Zana said nothing, they, as her guards, knew it was not their place to interfere. As for Zana, she had been upset when she first learned of his union with Xylin, but that could not make her forget her brother Ziyan. Furthermore, with so many powerful factions present, she would never put him in an awkward position publicly. And so, Zana took the initiative to greet Xylin gracefully, unlike her past coolness toward Yan Yan. This time, the ever-proud Queen Medusa offered a small smile and a nod. This was because, in the Jiamor Empire, she had learned from Zi Ding and Zi Li that Ziyan had a childhood sweetheart named Zana. She knew that if not for the incident with the fallen heart flame, the one who would have been Ziyan's wife would undoubtedly be Zana. Because of this, inside Lin's heart she always felt as if she were an outsider. Thus, she returned the greeting. As a matter of courtesy, it is also worth mentioning that Nalan, the regretful Yenren, was once again filled with remorse. She could never have imagined that the young girl she met when she broke the engagement, the girl named Zana, had such an astonishing background. Looking at the women around Ziyan now, they were either the young lady of an ancient clan or powerhouses like Medusa, far surpassing her in strength. It seemed that amongst this group, she, a mere disciple of the flower sect's leader, was the most insignificant. A profound sense of inadequacy washed over Nalan Yanra. As for the beast tied ahead, before Ziyan's arrival, several factions had attempted to push through alone. All of them had ended in failure. Furthermore, Zana gave Ziyan a special warning to be extremely careful of the Hun clan member named Hanyu. He was rumored to be the strongest candidate for the Hun clan's next patriarch. And like her, he also possessed a divine-grade bloodline. His strength had already reached the peak of a 5-turn Dozan. Towards anyone from the Hun clan, Ziyan felt nothing but contempt. As for Hanyu, he had long since identified Ziyan as the descendant of the Z clan his people were hunting. His mission here was twofold: to seize the great opportunity within the Bodhisattva ancient tree, and to find a chance to secretly eliminate Ziyan, to seize the Toshi ancient god's jade from his hands. However, with so many eyes watching, now was not the time, since the beast tide contained countless Dozongs and even a great number of Dozang level beasts. No single faction could stand against it. Therefore, Hanyu of the Hun clan proposed that all factions should join forces to face the threat together. Ju Feng of the Heavenly Demon Phoenix tribe was the first to agree. Adding to that, Hanyu offered to have his Hun clan serve as the vanguard, leading the charge. With this, many of the other factions readily expressed their approval. But Ziyan, having crossed paths with the Hun clan for so many years, knew better than to trust their supposed kindness. Since he could not enter based on his own strength right now, he had little choice but to join the alliance. However, Ziyan took a precaution. As they began to advance, he positioned his group, along with the Gu clan and Flower sect, in the center of the formation. This way, if their treacherous allies were to pull any tricks, they would be ready. And his suspicions proved correct. At the beginning, the Hun clan members were indeed fighting hard, but once the main force reached the halfway point, the members of the Hun clan and Heavenly Demon Phoenix tribe abruptly deserted the formation. Their plan was to use the combined power of the others to carve a path forward, reducing the pressure on themselves, allowing for an easy journey into the depths of the desolate ancient region. Seeing this betrayal, Ziyan's group immediately broke away as well, following closely behind Hanyu. In the end, only Ziyan's alliance, the Hun clan, and the Heavenly Demon Phoenix tribe, along with 4 or 5 other factions, successfully reached the final destination, the Bodhisattva ancient tree. The hundreds of others who had joined them were all lost to the savage onslaught of the beast tide. And there, at the heart of the Bodhisattva ancient tree, was a bright, shining radiance. It was the legendary treasure that could allow one to successfully break through to the Doshang realm, the Bodhisattva heart. But the real trial had only just begun, because just as Ziyan and the others moved forward to claim it, 5 puppets from the Bodhisattva ancient tree, animated by the lingering negative will of a Dode, half-saint level puppets, began to emerge slowly from its trunk.